When the noise of the world finally fades, a specific kind of exhaustion sets in. Left alone in a quiet room, you inevitably face the oldest question we have. Why do we exist at all? The psychological weight of that question often leads to a dark conclusion. We start to feel small, like insignificant dolls scattered across a random universe, convinced our existence has zero real value. We burn ourselves out chasing 100 different desires, what philosophers might call desiderata. But human beings actually operate best under a single desideratum, one singular goal. To find the evidence for this singular purpose, we have to look past abstract philosophy and zoom all the way down into your own biology. Your body is constructed with absolute precision. Innumerable tiny cells divide and interact perfectly, and your nerve endings are mapped out to the exact millimeter. Whoever, or whatever, engineered that level of microscopic exactness refuses to abandon it. A craftsman never considers their own meticulous creation to be worthless. Your biological anatomy proves you are not a random accident. Feeling inferior is a logical fallacy, because deliberate design demands a deliberate purpose. We often hear that nature is the great creator. We give it credit for building the universe around us, but that gets the mechanics completely backward. What we call nature is actually prakriti, the operative principle. It is the mechanism of how things function, not the creator of those things. Think of nature strictly as a style of execution, like a specific style of singing or a certain way of dancing. It is the blueprint. A style cannot create anything on its own. A method of dancing does not invent the dancer. The driving force behind that style is Parama Purusha, the supreme entity. Without permission from that source, the operative principle is completely powerless to act. Crediting nature for your existence is like praising a paintbrush for painting a masterpiece. We have to look to the director, not the tools. This deliberate intention scales into the physical environment. Even a single blade of grass swaying in the wind is guided by supreme desire. It scales up to the entire span of a human life. If a person lives to be 80 years old, their prolonged existence happens for a highly specific, calculated reason, not due to random luck. This scales up to cosmic forces. Figures like Brahma are simply different functional stages of the exact same creative process. Imagine one person who owns a sweet shop, travels, and plays cricket. It's the exact same person. All these varied actions originate from one singular entity, because everything from the shifting grass to the mechanics of the universe is driven by one unified intention. There is no such thing as random fate. Realizing that the universe is under total cosmic micromanagement forces us to drop our favorite illusion, the idea that we are in absolute control. It reveals the futility of our oldest behaviors. Worshipping inanimate objects or leaning on superstitions to cheat the system simply ignores the reality of the design. Take astrologers who sell protective lockets to counteract the movement of planets. The deep irony is that those same astrologers inevitably die, right on the director's timeline. This brings us to the true desiratum. It requires dropping the illusion of independence and committing to total dependence on the creator's timeline. It requires action. We must utilize the organs and minds we were deliberately given to focus on and praise that singular source. Ignoring this truth comes with a severe consequence, walking through life with a human frame while entirely lacking a human mind. Warm concluding. Acknowledging our deliberate design is the only actual cure for existential exhaustion. The final duty we have is to take this realization and spread it, village by village, town by town, to every corner of the world.